Hello, today I am at Warlingham in Surrey. It's about 5 to 6 miles from central Croydon, depending on whether you're going directly as the crow flies or by road. And Warlingham's got a big connection to me in my past, and I wanted to share it with you. Hamsey Green is where I was born and brought up, and that's where I went to school and lived until I was in my mid-20s. But Warlingham is quite close by. It's kind of connected really. So I'm going to do a little tour, show you Warlingham Green and fill in some details as we go. So these shops have been many different things over the years. I seem to remember an off licence there. Unwins, I think. And obviously different businesses come and go over time. Predominantly Victorian houses. I think we'll be able to see some dates, hopefully. Warlingham was a very small village, probably one of the first experiences of village life or country life when you head out of London. So Blenheim Villas, 1898. So this is Warlingham Green. It's actually a triangle roundabout. It wasn't always a roundabout, there used to be a bit of a weird junction on the left there. And there's a war memorial which we'll get to at the end, get a bit closer to that one. So it's served by buses, 357, 403, 409 and school buses and the like. So a lot of these businesses, I don't know, this York Villa, 1898. Got a salon there. I seem to recall the Jewellers has been there for some time. Again, obviously businesses change hands. And Warlingham Church Hall. And obviously we can see there, have a look on the side, the clock on this building was given by the residents of Warlingham to commemorate the coronation of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, 1953. That's the clock at the top there. So Warlingham Church Hall. There's a Warlingham Village Hall further down. This is the Church Hall. And I used to go to discos in there back in the day, and also practice in a band. Coughlin's Bakery. Coughlin's are quite popular in the area. There's a few Coughlin's, one nearby where we live. It's now a quick save. I think it was a Cullen's once upon a time. Obviously convenience stores and a Flavours coffee bar. I think there was a music shop there at one stage. I think that says 1927 on the ironwork of the drain pipe. So this building here has been the National Association of Shop Fitters for some time, but you can see the sign up there, that's National and Provincial Bank, 1927, so 411 Limpsfield Road. Now when we get to it I'll talk about the history. So it's an estate agent's here. I'll give you a better view because it's unmistakably a bank building. So National and Provincial were one of the banks that merged with Westminster to form National Westminster, or NatWest. And at one stage there was a NatWest branch on there, and on the other side of the green, which for a very small village green is a bit strange. And then they merged and all went to the other site, which has now been closed down. I'm trying to recall what this building was, but again, buildings come and go, buildings chop and change. Two pubs here. Got the White Lion. Open up again now. Got a garden and that sort of thing, so very old pub, 15th century. A mate of mine is the manager here now. Lots of work being done, painting and the like. Getting ready for opening proper. Garden area through there. And then we come down to the Horseshoe, so right next door, but quite a different pub. A pub restaurant really now. Obviously a lot of outdoor dining options and an area at the back. So that's the Horseshoe. Used to frequent this very regularly back in the day. The Warlingham Village Hall, lots of activities. We're now opening up after COVID, and there will be more things happening again now. There's a few notices on there. I'm not sure, some of them might be old. Let's just get out of the main part of the sun, if possible. I think that sign's probably been there for a while. But this used to be the site of the Friday night disco. Used to have a sort of younger disco and then an older one. So very much part of mine and many other folks' early lives and history. Panning back there for context. So we've got the horseshoe and the white line, and then looking back to the green. This is Warlingham Methodist Church and Halls. Changed a little bit, I think that front's changed, but the stained glass window's the same. And this is where I went to the Boy Scouts, first Hamsey Green. So again, I was talking about the connection earlier between Hamsey Green and Warlingham. So yeah, Hamsey Green was the name of the scout group, and it was based in Warlingham Methodist. We've got a connection there between obviously the church hall. And we used to always hang around in the car park here, or this is where we were dropped off and picked up. And yeah, nothing much changes. Roofing's done and all that sort of stuff. Community recycling centre. Up there is Shelton, where there is now a large Sainsbury's, but used to be a bus garage, Shelton Bus Garage. Obviously a well-known site. And this is Blanchmans Farm Local Nature Reserve. We used to play football over here, so when we were based in, we're literally opposite, just pan round slowly. So the church hall is there, and we used to play football against other scout groups when we were in the scouts, so it's quite convenient. I'm not sure it was an actual official pitch, but we played it anyway. Yeah, this was a very slight diversion down to the church, just to bring in my little bit of story. And I'm now heading back up to the green again. Back where the shops start again. I seem to recall this as a insurance brokers once upon a time. Hyder rings a bell. And Rowland Brothers funeral directors. There's been a couple of different establishments over the years. Please add in the comments any of your recollections, memories for the sites, because it'd be good to get a picture over time. I mean, my memory goes back to about the 1960s, 70s. But yeah, feel free to add more. Booze Pad Dog Grooming was a butcher's. Originally it was Bailey's, the butcher's. I believe it was actually built to be a butcher's. We used to have a little payment counter inside. And then another butcher's took it over, Bashford's. And then they closed down in 2018. Ironically, if the name of that was Bailey's the Butchers, and then we got Park and Bailey. I don't think there's a connection. Estate agents there. SO Garage, I think it was Total once upon a time. Petropolis rings a bell. Petropolis. Again, feel free to comment. I'm trying to remember what we had here. I think there was another butcher's here. Can't quite remember the name, so I won't even offer it. See, we're just coming back in again. There's a rainbow painted on the roof of the old bank building. So this is Coffee at 412 was the post office. Because when I worked in the place that I'm going to talk about in a minute, I used to have to go there as part of my job. Ken's Autos. I think this was... Well, it was always a garage, obviously, purpose-built building. I can't remember what it was called before, but Ken's have had it for some time. Warlingham Co-op, that's been a gateway, a Summerfield. There was a baker's here, not sure, it may have been where the home care place was, possibly the pharmacy. When I used to get sent on the bun run, I'll just do another view of the green. The triangular roundabout. It is Warlingham Green. So yeah, sort of hardware, houseware shop. Warlingham Pharmacy. Now this building here, which is being demolished, is of special significance because on the 3rd of July 1979, one fresh-faced 16-year-old, I'll give my age away, started work there, NatWest. And again, to bring in context, so we had a NatWest here. There was only one when I joined, and then over the way, over there, was the other NatWest. But all this happened in the the late 60s, early 70s. The National Provincial and Westminster merged to form NatWest. And I think there was a period, maybe a year or two, where there were two of the same bank branches, and then they ended up with one. But now it's all being demolished. There may even be, I think there's some new build going up already. I assume residential. Yeah, see the new building work going in there now. Then we've got Lees Road and School Common. There is no longer a school here. Cross over and keep you walking. But it's a nice common area. They will have events here from time to time. Go past the toilets. Good place for dogs to run around. In the far corner, the far side there, there's a sort of, I think it's retirement homes on the right hand side there. That was the site of the school. It's got some history. So that's the old Vicarage, Warlingham. Beautiful looking property. So we get another view of the old bank and it being redeveloped. There's some sort of small industrial places there, Blue Electric, electrical installations, and Delta. Delta have been there for some time. Here was Manor Park Garage until recent times, so they used to do car sales and MOTs and the like. Obviously sell fuel. I think it's possibly only been opened in the last 12 months, maybe much more recently than that, as they're still doing some work. And then we come to the final side of the triangle. Here, Sanctuary. I think that was Maggie's of Warlingham, sort of high-end ladies' clothing. We've got Rose Cottage here from 1865, so built earlier than the ones on the other side. Flint, workers' cottages. We've got Valgray's, animal rescue charity shop. Beauty Spa. Warlingham Tandoori, I remember when that opened. That's been going for a fair few years now. Village News was once Frampton's. And what I remember about it was that it was one of the few sweet shops that stayed open late. They sort of opened till 8 o'clock at night, and that wasn't the case back in the day. A vet, India Dining, Captain's Table Fish and Chips, or the Green Boutique. And whilst this is now La Botira tapas bar, it was the ye old leather bottle. We used to have almost take turns in which pub would be the regular haunt, and the leather bottle had its turn. I've never been in there since it was the tapas bar. Maybe one day, never say never. Coming round to Warlingham Community Library. Been here for many years. I was a member here, used to get me books for school. This is Shelton Avenue. Good to see emergency defibrillators. So yeah, I've not been in there probably since I was in my child years or teenage years. Now I'm just going to take a walk up here and hopefully it'll become clear why. All I see is allotments on a public footpath. I thought that once upon a time there was a sports ground here owned by Eagle Star Insurance. In fact, I'm sure there was. It may not have been in this plot, and I've possibly got my bearings wrong, although there's not much land here to utilise, if you see what I mean. And I recall that Manchester United, when they were in the area for a game, and certainly when they were here for Wembley appearances and the like, used to train there. And I do remember walking up there once, not to look out for Manchester United team, but to look at the facilities just from a distance, from one side of the gate, as it were. And they were beautiful. It was wonderful turf. But that may be completely wrong. So please, answers in the comments. Was Eagle Star Insurance Sports Club and facilities where Shelton Court entrance is and the public footpath is? Or am I barking up the wrong tree? The police station has long gone, I knew that. And the houses were pulled down and replaced with modern dwellings. Look very nice. But that was the site of Warlingham Police Station. A famous war memorial. Warlingham residents really do support this well. Parades, they have the May Day parade and things like that normally. Very well kept flower bed. And services held. I've seen earlier pictures where there was an artillery gun there. I'm assuming that was around about the time of the war. So this is from the First World War. Magnificent to see. I will head back now to one of the other parts of the village, which is the church, All Saints Church. So we'll have a look at that, and then that will complete this little visit to Warlingham. Very much part of my history, well worth a visit. For context, that's the Warlingham Sports Club there, low building with the pitches no doubt being prepared for cricket. Beautiful blossom there. And this is All Saints Church, circa 1250. And there are Commonwealth war graves at this location, so I'll have a quick look inside. I like to do this from time to time, visit the war graves. H.G. Baker, age 33, Royal Army Ordnance Corps, died in July 1944. Frank Douglas Barnett, 1943, aged only 23. Pioneer Corps, 1943. Leading aircraftman Granger from the Royal Air Force. Thank you once again for joining me on Phil's Walk and Talk, this time at Warlingham in Surrey. It's been enjoyable to just get out and about. I go through this so many times, I know it so well, but to actually slow things down a bit and talk about what I know and share it with you. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video.